Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Brigade of Flames, Chapter 133. When we last left off, Victor had gathered the 8th to reveal that he was a Hajime spy, only for the 8th to reveal that they already knew that Victor was a Hajime spy, and they made their next plan to investigate Hajime because of experiments to replicate Shinra's Adora Burst. Meanwhile, Hajime is trying to kill Victor, and Nataku, not Naraku, this is not Inuyasha, Nataku is about to have a sparring match test kind of thing with this character Kurono, who takes a lot of inspiration from Lord Death from Soul Eater. So let's jump right on into 133. We open up with Nataku and Kurono staring each other down. Facing off at Hajime are Nataku and Kurono, who calls himself Shinigami. This unjust land, inhuman tests begin. And two scientists are watching the fight. Isn't this their third test battle already? These guinea pigs are God's gift to us. I just hope they don't break. Alright, they're assholes. And then we see a 2-page spread of them just staring each other down. In a cold room, an icy look. Vicious heartlessness advances toward this young man. And Kurono, he has some flame come up from his elbow. Come on, today's practice is good for Uncle Shinigami too. And he reaches into his pocket, and Nataku asks him super timidly, Uncle Shinigami, when can I go home? You know this is the mark of a Shinigami, right? And he points to the Lord Death face on his tie. I'm not letting you go home until you're dead. This is our third test. And Nataku's eyes kind of widen. This is our third test. I'm going to start fighting you now, so you need to focus. Otherwise, I'll be sending your corpse home. So show me your true power. And he, has this image of Rekka, super gigantic. Get fired up. I know you can do it. After all, you were chosen by the bug. Show me your fervor. Show me your passion. And Nataku starts screaming and dashes at Kurono. Now I'm fired up! And he sees Rekka again. Do it! Get fired up! And Kurono, jumps up at... Nataku jumps up at Kurono. And Kurono, snaps. And Nataku just, falls on the floor behind him. Fire! And Nataku, gets up. And he has this, claws of fire come out of his, right coat sleeve. It looks like. And he has another vision of Rekka. Scream! Really let it out! Your fire is raging hot! You can do it! Go beyond your limits! That's right! Ooh! Make it come from your belly! Ooh! Release everything! Ooh! You can do it, right? You can make him tremble! And while he's having this vision, his Rekka's hands are over Nataku's head like this. And Nataku starts similarly screaming out. His firepower has increased, but the Adora Burst is still not detected. His body is becoming unstable. These are the scientists outside. Is his PTSD affecting the test? What should we do? Stop it? Shinra Kusakabe was only able to awaken his Adora Burst through training in actual combat. Let's continue. It'll be a shame if he breaks, but at least we'll finish the experiment. Okay. Hajime's just no shade of gray to them. They're just evil. They're just super evil. We cut back to Nataku, who's, panting super heavily, and Kurono, kicks him in the gut. And Nataku goes, flying. And Kurono, smacks him flying again. And he, walks over to, his fallen body. Let's go. And he, drags him up by his coat. We're not finished. This is my job, so come on. If you don't, I'll have problems. Just watching was hard. He's just doing his job. He could leave and join any battle squad he wanted, but he chooses to stay here. Okay, Kurono is being very much, shown as, a complete, unrepentant psycho villain. And I don't quite have any opinions on him yet, but we'll wait and see. He certainly is creepy. They say he's waiting for his own destruction. His right arm's already charred by ash disease. Oh, that's what's going on! He has the same shit Conro has! Okay. That makes more sense. He's good, but looks well done. Take his abilities seriously. He's as powerful as the Company 7 commander. Oh, that's not good! How are we going to be able to beat the company, someone as powerful as Benimaru? Oh, wow. Okay. One of the scientists calls into the room, Kurono-kun, stop, that's enough. Nataku's like carried off on a stretcher as Kurono like wraps his arm in bandages. Good work, Kurono-kun. Not another scientist, not good. It was excellent, but aren't you tired just stoking the ire of children? And Kurono responds, I like provoking the weak. Alright, he's super evil. If the opponent is weak, I don't mind hurting myself. Is that why you obey us adults here? And Kurono like grabs the guy by the throat. You talk too much. Didn't you hear me? You are weak too. And compared to weaklings, I am extremely strong. And the other scientist like pats Kurono on the shoulder. My apologies, he didn't understand. And Kurono looks at the hand. Sorry, and he backs up real fast, and Kurono walks away. Shinra Kusakabe is coming here. Will he be my opponent to the next experiment? After all, he is weak. And now we are moving on. I guess we're leaving Hajime for the chapter. And we cut to Victor and Shinra in a car, I'm assuming heading towards Hajime. Or a taxi, but more like. Victor tells Shinra, thanks for doing this, Shinra-kun. It's nothing. When you mentioned this facility, I remembered someone. He was being treated here for ash disease. I still remember what an evil man he was. And a flashback of, like, young Shinra in, like, the shoes. Like, the stop him from firing shoes, you know? And he sees Kurono, like, wrapped up in a straitjacket, slamming his face on, like, the window. It's unfair that only you get to do that. Let me play, too. Let me out to play with the kids. Haunted by memories, and like he like stares Shinra down in the eyes, and like in his desperation to escape. Haunted by memories of those evil eyes from long ago, Shinra will soon have an ominous reunion. To be continued in chapter 134, the story behind the miniature garden. Alright, so mostly this was just an introduction to our two new characters, Nataku and Kurono, not Corona. This is not Ghoul that ended the other day. And for the most part, I really like what we see of them. Kurono, I'm a little worried will be a little bit too one-note, but he's certainly intense enough to really carry at least one arc, if not a long-running villain. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of him. So it looks like, they have there's a line later on where they say they're trying to get, page 9. His firepower is increased, but the Adoraverse is still not detected, which seemed like they're trying to make Nataku the sixth pillar, so I might have been right all along. About my sixth pillar prediction that I backed up last week, or during the manga of the month earlier in the week. I said it looked like he was not the sixth pillar. He might still end up the sixth pillar. For the most part, yeah. Also, it looks like that I mentioned either in the last video or in manga of the month. That I really wanted to see, like, I always felt like this part of Shinra's life was kind of, like, put on the back burner, and I would really like to see more of it, see, like, actually affect him in the way that, like, we don't really see a whole lot. So I am definitely looking forward to, like, so it definitely looks like with these last couple of pages that is very much going to be a part of the arc, as he has to face back to his past, not just what's going on in the present, and I very much want to see more of that as we go forward. I hope that he has more image of more encounters with Kurono in his past than just this one page. That's what I really want to see. But yeah, that's really all I have for this week's chapter. This was mainly just a fighting chapter. It was a pretty fun fight, but it was just, one fight. So there isn't really a whole lot to talk about other than that Kurono was like crazy strong, and Nataku is, not the super badass I thought he was. I thought he was going to be like the villain of the arc. Kurono was like kind of the mentor to the villain. Kurono is definitely like the villain of the arc. I'm kind of curious about Nataku's relationship with Rekka. That I definitely don't remember him being around Rekka back during the Versus First arc. But I might just have forgotten. It's been a long time since that arc, and I didn't start doing these reviews till right afterwards. But I'm not sure. We'll find out more later on, I'm assuming, about his past with Rekka. But yeah, that's really all there is to talk about this week, I think. So I hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, subscribe, whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye.